everybody's like, "Oh my god, there he is!" And Rich was like,
Yeah.
Whoa, there he is!"
I think maybe. What is going on, guys? Welcome to TalkBits. This is a podcast brought to you by the 4-Bit crew. If you have subscribed, liked, commented, or any of those things, thank you so much. It really does go a long way. If you are brand new here, please consider doing one of those things because it will really, really help us out. Guys, if you're into daring missions...
Dairy milk?
Yeah, if you're into dairy milk chocolate, and also if you're into Star Wars, we've got loads of exciting stuff coming your way, so you should subscribe. We're going to kick things off slightly differently, boys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hikes Adventures.
Starting off with me.
So we've got a new segment. It's called Hikes Adventures because Hike has done a lot of traveling, and we started this 2 pods ago, maybe?
2
3,
pods.
4? I don't know. Hike, take it away.
Give
us a story.
How long do you want it to be? Like 5-10 minutes?
Oh, yeah, 5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Don't worry, guys. I'll just put this down.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hi. If this is your first time watching, I'm Hike, also known as Jack. And yeah, I've been on some adventures, and we've done a couple of these before on previous podcasts, so go watch those. But my adventure today is about an encounter with a lady, a woman, they may say.
Ooh, lady.
In his dreams.
So this was in Banff. So I was, for those of you that know me, you know, nowadays I'm a big hit with the ladies, but before I was never, you know, I didn't really have that sort of confidence, you know. So I just, you know, kept myself to myself. Didn't really ask people out for their numbers or anything. But I was coming back from Vancouver because I just did an interview to get a job in Japan, and to come back from Vancouver, I had to get like a long bus ride. It was like maybe like 8-hour bus ride. So while I was in the line for this bus ride, I saw this girl, and she was getting like chatted up by some guy, right? And you could tell there's body language, right, where you can tell that the girl is like really not interested.
She wasn't having it.
He was giving her like, "Oh yeah, where you going? Oh yeah, I really like you, whatever." And she's like, yeah, you know, sort of thing.
Where'd you get that necklace from?
Yeah, you know, yeah. And so we get on the bus. I'm in the line, just, you know, whatever, don't give a shit. But we go on the bus, and they're walking to the bus together, and then she like gives it the whole like, "All right, see ya." Right? I'm in front of them though, so I've already sat down near the back, and then she's like, "All right, I'll see ya." And then she sits next to me because she's gone to the back, but it's all full. Next space is where I am, but she doesn't want to sit next to the guy. So I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Because I don't really...
You're playing it cool.
I'm just playing
You're
it cool.
just, yeah.
She sat next to me, and I wasn't too interested in time. But then, even though normally I'm like, don't say anything, something inside of me just broke. You know, in a movie where it's like shows a guy's face, and then the movie screen cracks.
Which movie, sorry?
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of the effect on Final Fantasy X, I want to say.
Okay.
When you'd be roaming around, and then you'd encounter something that would go...
There you go, right?
Yeah.
I think that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, the music.
The music did. Yeah. The music was playing.
Was your heart racing?
Yes. So I just, you know, started to strike up a conversation with her, and it was going really well. But I basically
Realised she was deaf.
but the thing is that it was a bit of a trap. It was a bit of a trap. The bus ride was 8 hours long. She sat next to me. I've basically trapped her into this conversation for 8 hours.
Oh God.
You know, and it's like, it's the implication, right? It's the implication that she has to talk to me.
Yeah, she's like, "Can you keep this up for 8 hours?"
But
it was
the
now a
thing
game
is,
to her.
For about 4 hours, we kept up. We were having a right old chat and everything, right? And then at one point we got off because there was a break, and then she bought a sandwich.
Headphones.
Yeah.
Earplugs.
Biggest headphones.
Yeah, no, we're having a really good conversation talking about Banff because she was going to stay in the town I was staying at.
Where's she from?
She was from Australia,
Okay.
right? And so...
Where were you?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from the UK.
How long was the coach trip?
8 hours.
Cool. Just so
Right.
we're all on the same page.
So it's like halfway
Attention,
in.
guys. Jesus.
Halfway in, we stop at this place, and it's supposed to be like a rest stop where you can get food and such. But all it had was a vending machine, and that was it. I have no money on me, and I'm starving Marvin, right? She buys a sandwich. She buys a sandwich.
Yeah, Starving Marvin.
And I've got,
food.
I've got, because I have money, but you needed coins to get the sandwich. So, like, I couldn't use my phone or anything. So she buys a sandwich, and she sees I don't have anything. And she's like, oh, do you want the other half of the sandwich? I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's
you know
romantic.
What? You know what?
they
Sure,
say.
I'll take it, right?
That's romantic.
Anyway, we get on, we have a sandwich, we're still talking, and then at one point, I'm like, it's like, I've held the conversation for like 6 hours, like 5 or 6 hours. And now I'm like, right, I'm going to get some sleep. You know, I'm just going to get some sleep. There's a couple hours left. I'm going to get kip. I've got a shift tomorrow anyway, so I need to get some kip in. And she's like, yeah, no worries. Whatever. I sleep, wake up. We're about 30 minutes away from Banff, right, where I was staying. And I finally just like, you know what? Fuck it. We should go on a hike sometime. Because we were already talking about hikes, right? And like going up some mountains and such. And that's because, yeah, haha. My name's Hike. So I go, yeah, we should, you know, there's some great hikes and such, because we already talked about it. And I said, you know what? We should go on a hike. And she's like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, oh, let me grab your number then. And in my head, I'm thinking, I've never done this before. I've never asked for a girl's number before, right? So we eventually go on a hike. We go up this mountain, and it's great. We're chatting. We're in the wilderness. The wind's in my hair.
Yeah.
And we get to the top, right? We get to the top. It's beautiful. It's looking out to the town and everything, right? And we're looking out. We're not saying a word. And then I go, we should have lunch up here, right? Just to be fair, there's no cafe, no vending machine, nothing. It's just a mountain, right? We should have lunch up here. She goes, oh, I haven't brought lunch. And he goes, no worries. I owed you anyway. Open my bag, 2 sandwiches.
Oh.
Romantic.
That's buttery. What
Yeah.
did she say?
She was kind of she was like, oh, you didn't have to do that. You know, she's trying to just say anything. And yeah, and then, you know, a couple nights later, we were on a night out, took her back to my place, and the rest was her story.
That
And
was
they
a
never
good-
spoke again.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. But the whole, like,
What's her name to give her a shout out?
No, I can't. But the funny thing is I lived with an Australian and a New Zealander, and the walls were paper thin, and this Australian guy was an absolute stud. He didn't have a girlfriend, but the amount of sex he had, you would have thought he was in the honeymoon stage of having a girlfriend. It was every night with a different girl, right? And I could hear every detail, right? So when I finally got my payback, because my girl was very excited about the activities that were happening that day,
The hike.
Of course.
and then I got payback on that Australian dude. So if you're watching this, suck it, bro.
Guys, that was a
You said it
great.
to him.
That was a great hikes adventures. Did you?
I enjoyed-
I thought that was great.
Yeah, the part I've got to be honest though. My favourite part is when you use the expression "starving Marvin," and my brain just instantly went to South
Yeah,
Park,
straight
where
away.
they've got like the kid who's Marvin, who's starving, and Cartman's like,
Nah, Starving Marvin, it's
Yeah.
my papa.
Like appetizers and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
weren't it?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
yeah, and it's kind of appetite. Oh mate.
Hike. Good story, man.
Thanks.
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
So,
I really broke past my
It's
barriers.
actually a new one for all of us, I think. I don't think
Yeah,
you
I've
told
never
that
heard
one
that one
before.
Have you not
No,
heard that?
no, I
No.
don't think you told me.
Yeah,
No, I haven't heard it.
That was when I finally, like, literally something inside of me cracked, and I said, I don't want to be the same me that doesn't ask this girl and talk to this girl. I'm just gonna pretend I'm Richard.
Why is that the end
Okay.
of the story? It feels like a very abrupt end. What happened to the girl?
No, we
And you?
you know, we kind of like went out, we hooked up a couple of times, and then I had to leave to go to Japan.
Oh, so you were the one who broke it off.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and that, and again, that's the first time I ever done that as
Heartbreaker.
well.
Hike the
I
heartbreaker.
was a menace.
Yeah. Call him Dennis.
Yeah.
Can we
Hike
put
was
up
a
a photo of her?
heartbreaker.
See what she looks like?
We will not be doing that.
And this is a link to our
Yeah.
Facebook.
But if you're out there, hit me up.
If you're signed up to our Patreon, we'll post it on there now.
If you're out there somewhere, hit me up. You were To be honest, quite filthy, and I liked it.
Yeah. Awesome. That was very out of character for us, and I loved every single minute
Very
of
out
that.
of character for Jack.
Yeah. Oh, no, awesome.
For
Good.
those-
Will you
Yeah.
have that tomorrow night?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, we're having tomorrow night an emo night for some of the people on the table. Rise up, and we're hoping to find me to find a very nice and attractive woman.
Really scraping the bottom of the barrel now, aren't we?
Yeah, guys,
We're
take
just
it.
going to try to get a woman for you.
Yeah. Take it with Stu.
Yeah.
That's me.
That was Hikes Adventures. If you enjoyed that, go back to the previous pods, watch more Hikes Adventures, and there is more to come, no pun intended. So, we are going to move on to what is known in the gaming world as speedrunning. Who has
Oh.
heard of speedrunning?
Yes.
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 Cool. So, who would like to explain to anyone who might not know what speedrunning is? What
Well,
speedrunning
Stu,
is?
Robbie thinks he's got a shot at this.
I think
Okay.
it's like Usain Bolt and you have to run really fast.
Okay. No. Hike, what is...
Well, I definitely know. So move on to the next.
All right. Rich or Nath, what is
I don't know
speedrunning?
what it is.
You're rich.
I know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, you got that, Stu.
It's just...
Go on, Sue, what is it?
Go on, put us out of our misery.
All right, speedrunning is basically when people complete a video game, and sometimes they can use glitches. Sometimes it's not full completion. They can complete it in such a way where they get to credits, but they don't actually complete all the objectives to get to the credits,
yeah.
right? So you can speedrun near enough any game. So one really good example is Super Mario 64, where you can complete it at a 0-star completion, 1-star completion, 16-star, 70-star, all 120 stars, and every single star count has a different time. And then there's a different chart for people who do N64, Virtual Console, or Emulator, and you can speedrun any game. That brings me on to my question of if you could speedrun any game and think about actual games that you think you could be competitive. So I'll go first. Crash Team Racing, I was really, really good at. I was
Does that
really
have a
good
completion?
at. Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
So
Well, I've
that
never
would
played
be-
it. I just thought it would be like just play against.
No,
people
no.
and
So
stuff.
you get all the
No.
trophies.
Yeah,
So in
okay.
terms of completion with trophies, not all the CTR tokens and not all the time relics.
But there is a subcategory where you do get all that.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. But that is something that I think I could actually be competitive with because I remember completing the trophies in maybe 3 or 4 hours when I was younger, and I really made an effort one day on my PS1 to get through it as quick as I could. Completed the whole game, credit scene, between 3 and 4 hours, which ain't too bad, I don't think. I might have a look at that while I'm on the old laptop and you guys go through. But think of any game, guys. So you could think of Command and Conquer campaign. You could think of, I'm looking at you guys and I don't know what I'm going to say, but any game that you can think of. So who feels confident to go first? Who's had a think?
I'm going to have a think for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. Anyone got a quick one? So yeah, CTR for me, or any Crash Bandicoot game actually.
I don't know really. A lot of the games that I play are like multiplayer, which don't really have that kind of start and end to them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
I do think, although I don't know about speedrunning because I'd have to like actually have a shot at it to know, but I do fancy myself at Mario games. I am quite good at Mario.
Okay.
Like particularly the 3D games. I don't mean the 2D stuff.
So from 64 onwards, kind of
Yeah,
that sort of.
yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
Probably more so Super Mario Sunshine than any other particular game.
Sunshine, great game with Flood, wasn't it?
What?
Flood on his back that sprayed the water.
I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it.
I think
to
his
be
name
honest
was
with you.
Flood.
It's been a while, but like there's not many games that are like that I think I could say that I could speedrun that because I haven't really done many games like start to finish.
Okay.
Like I just play more multiplayer stuff really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nowadays, I'm the
And
same.
when I play single player games, I never try and be really efficient. Do you know what I mean? I'm never trying to do that.
Okay.
So I don't think I'd really be a good suit for it. But I reckon if it was
you-
my purpose,
Yeah.
I could. But I couldn't put a game to it. Really.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. And anyone got a specific game they think they could speedrun?
Yeah, this is really boring because I wish I wasn't probably good at speed running these games, but like back in the day, I would try to complete some of like the Halo campaign or the Call of Duty campaigns in as fast as I possibly could.
Yep. Cool.
So it's a lame answer because I don't want to. If I had to spend the time to be even better at them, I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to complete something like, I don't know, like an old classic, like Zelda Ocarina of Time, or like, you know what hit my head? Tomba.
What a game.
To
What a
speed
game.
to speed run like a cool game like that.
What's
But
Tomba?
Tomba is this like you're this kid, you're this like jungle kid with like messy hair and such, and the big evil bad is pigs.
Such a good game, guys.
Yeah,
Honestly,
if
really
you've never,
good.
it's quite hard to explain what it's all about.
Yeah.
but it's such a classic PlayStation
I've
1.
never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
I'm
had
gonna
it-
look while you guys talk.
You
but
can get it on
I haven't heard of
PSP
that.
on like the virtual marketplace.
No
You can get it on
way.
PSP because I have it on PSP. Awesome.
But
Awesome
like
game.
the thing about speedrunning is that you have to learn like actual skips.
Yeah.
And not glitchless either.
Yeah.
Skips.
Yeah.
And some of the skips in Ocarina of Time I think are some of the hardest. So I don't think I would speedrun that. But like that would be the game that I would like to put some time into.
Yeah.
But if I were to pick one right now and I'd actually do some effort, it would be one of like the Halo or the Call of Duty campaigns.
Yeah. So
You know?
that's like one that you think you just stand a chance at almost, like something that you
yeah,
could do
if,
now
if
and
I
give
had
it a go.
to do it right
Yeah.
now, that's the one that I'd
Yeah.
stand a chance most of. Because the thing is that they're easy.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
easy,
yeah.
right? And I just got to run through enemies and just, it's not like, yeah.
Killed.
Yeah, that's about it.
I did have a look. I've never heard of Tomba. I just showed it to Rich. He finds it quite funny. For some
Why
reason.
was he laughing?
I don't know.
A Tomba.
No, it weren't just Tomba. Nathan showed me. It was something.
Something else.
God.
Is it possible to show it to the camera?
No, but
No.
yeah. But we'll leave it in, and you'll just see Nath go like this, and I go,
Oh.
ah.
What about you, Rob?
I'm a bit like Nath. I only really play online
Ugly.
games. Well,
You said that with so much passion. You were so ready. You were excited for that joke. Ugly.
Got him.
No game.
no, not to a one I can
What about
do.
Star-
So yeah, what was
I was
StarCraft?
thinking about StarCraft. but
StarCraft campaign.
I'm not good enough for that compared to. Do you mean like put a time on
No,
the
but what I'm
thing
saying is
as good as others?
No,
or-
like
No,
if you had to pick one that you were going to speed run because you are decent at the game and you think if I was going to practice and get good and speed run one, that is the one that you'd pick.
Yeah, maybe StarCraft.
Okay.
You could do it.
Okay.
But then there's some like timed missions where it has to last. But then I guess
That'd be
everyone.
You'd have to
Last
learn
30
if
minutes.
there's potential skips. Like,
Yeah.
don't you think it's funny that when you were listing the stuff about what you Super Mario 64 that some of the categories were 0 star?
0 stars. Yeah.
So basically, to normally complete the game and to get through certain locked doors, you have to have a certain amount of stars. But there's ways that you can completely skip the doors and go straight to the Bowser fight.
Yeah, but I am more of a fan. Well, I have watched some speedrun and stuff before, and I'm more of a fan of the ones where skips and glitches aren't involved. I do much prefer that because, like, I do think it's its own category, but it's just not a category
Well,
that
I
I'm
think-
really interested in. I'd rather see someone like do the game as it was intended, rather than
But quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
quick and well skilled.
Yeah, that's like when you watch Summer Games Done Quick, which is every summer they show all the speedrunning games on Twitch for like a week, and it's all to go towards charity.
Cool.
And you donate and such, and all it is watching people speedrun games.
That's cool.
And there's one which is I think it's like it's not glitch, like no glitches or anything, and I think the like its pure skill is the Metroid games.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess.
I played Metroid in
Have a quick
time.
guess. 0 star completion on Mario 64. How long does that take?
Oh, see, I think
10
I've seen
minutes,
it.
53.
I think less than that. I've seen something. I think there's a glitch.
Yeah.
That would be
Hot.
definitely.
I've got a bit of
you can
trivia.
go straight to the final boss.
I've got a bit of trivia here. I think that there is this 1 in a million glitch that people think was something to do with something really random, like electrons from outer space glitched. No, I'm not. I'm not joking.
No, he's
I'm
not
joking.
wrong. I've
I'm
heard
not.
this as well.
I'm
Yeah,
not- I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just laughing
I don't
at
know
it.
if it's Super Mario 64, but the electron. Stop. The electron.
Yeah, it's glitched
the
something.
The electron changed some. It corrupted the cartridge.
Yeah.
You are joking.
And,
No.
and it allowed this person to glitch it, speed run it, and get to the end within something like 16 seconds. It's going to be such a short period of time. I can't say exactly.
I mean,
what it
it's
is.
not on here. So what I've got on here is 6 minutes and 16 seconds by
Yeah.
some Canadian guy called Suigi.
Yeah.
So shout out. But yeah, 6
that the
minutes
one
and
you went
16
on there?
seconds.
But that would all
Like
be
it.
glitches, like what Nate's saying. Like that's
Zero
not,
star.
that's not necessarily like accessible to everyone. I like the idea of someone being able to like play through it, actually go through the missions rather than just knowing some backward glitch to jump through
Yeah.
a level to the end bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a classic glitch of those, the red stairs,
Yeah.
and they do reverse
That's
jump
the classic. Yeah.
up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's not technical. I don't know if that's glitchless or if that's like a skip,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But what I was
I don't
also
know,
going
we'd
to
have
say,
look that up.
what I was also going to say is, did you know that they play those games? They never play them in English.
Oh, okay.
They play them in Japanese
Is there
Why?
a science to that?
because the wording, the text that comes up on the screen is shorter,
Oh,
so it's less A clicks.
yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's clever.
Yeah, less A clicks.
Rich, have you got a game to mind?
The only one where we're talking no glitches,
Yeah,
stuff like
let's
that.
go
Just-
glitchless then.
Just
Yeah.
going through and playing the missions and hitting the primary objectives.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, maybe we'd have to throw it back to like a COD,
Okay.
Modern Warfare 2, or just because the AI in that, the NPCs that you play against are just so rubbish. aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you and it depends what difficulty you're doing it on. You say normal because it's the normal difficulty.
Yeah.
Could blitz through that.
Yeah.
But no, I'd probably. I don't know, man. You said Command and Conquer at the beginning. I'll probably blitz through one of those. I think, quite
definitely.
quickly.
And
Because I have every year, like a lot of people, they go back to their sort of favorite games and they blitz through the the story again. Maybe once or twice. No, maybe once every 1 to 2 years, I'll go back to like Kane's Wrath and Tiberian Wars.
Yeah.
And blitz through
Just
all
smash
of
through.
as fast as I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting pretty good at that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your Command and Conquer.
Yeah, I know some cheeky strategies as well, like
Okay.
where you can try and build like a balanced like army, like unit wise,
Okay.
or you can just cheese it and like
Just rush.
just spam like a few continuous units over and over again. You can just blitz through really easily.
Okay, so we've got Halo
Or Call of Duty,
Or Call
or
of
something
Duty.
like that. Yeah.
on easy difficulty, I'd assume, if you want to get that time.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably subcategories for each, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Command and Conquer, and then Crash Bandicoot for me, and then you guys not so sure.
I'd
Well,
say
I said
StarCraft.
probably like
Oh,
a Mario.
That was it.
I'd fancy trying
like a
Mario.
platformer, but Mario specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're with StarCraft.
I reckon so.
There's
yeah.
a nice array of games there, guys. That was good. We've got a kart racer, a shooter, and some RTSs. Nice one. We're going to go to a break. We're going to pause it, and hopefully you'll come back. Hopefully we'll be back. Fingers crossed. See you in a bit.
Look, if you're watching, just please subscribe and check out the Patreon as well. There's lots of different tiers available depending on what you're looking for. You can either sign up, have your name on the description, even at the end of the video. You can even sign up to play games with us. You know, there's lots of different things that you can do. But you know, if you want to play games with us, I mean, it might be better if you just play with me. I wouldn't really worry about playing with the rest of them. To be honest with you, I don't really think any of them are any good at any games. I mean, I like playing a bit of Counter-Strike. If anyone wants to play any Counter-Strike with me, that would be good. You know, I mean, you've got to at least have been maybe like Legendary Eagle in the past. Maybe we can play some Counter-Strike. But yeah, sign up to that if you're interested. But I wouldn't sign up to play. I wouldn't sign up to it to play with the other guys. Definitely not. Cheers.
Welcome back to TalkBits, guys. This is the podcast brought to you by the 4-Bit Crew. Hey up.
Ew.
Hello.
Myself, Richard, and Mr. Jack Hyatt.
That's me.
We, in 2023, went to MSI. It was at the Copper Box Arena in London.
MSI is just a brand. I think you need to be a bit more specific.
League of Legends. Sorry. Good shout, Nath. I've forgotten that completely.
Yeah, it's a tournament. It's the springy sort of midpoint tournament. That's Not Worlds, but still pretty big.
That,
MSI.
that actually makes me think of it. That's not always in England, is it?
No,
Okay.
no, it switches up. It was just in.
Yeah, I wasn't actually sure.
It was just in London, and now Worlds is in London this year. Make sure to get your tickets so you can see the 4-Bit crew live on stage.
we playing?
We're playing.
Let's go.
We're playing League of
Spoilers.
Legends.
Let's go.
Worlds.
What a video.
Yeah.
Could you
I
imagine?
am bronze 2.
That'd be a banger.
That would be a banging
That would be
video.
an absolute banger.
So we had loads of fun, drank a lot of beers, but
Rich won't say I agree.
I was actually looking at Rich for this because when we went, had a great time, loads of fun, wasn't it? But I just distinctly remember Rich about halfway through going, it was good, but I can just do this at home.
Yeah.
Do you want to just elaborate on that a little bit? Because I had a great time, but that's really stuck out in my memory of MSI when you've gone, I've just paid to do what I can do at home.
Yeah.
And my beers were £6.
Yeah, the thing is, I had an absolute I've had an absolute screamer, right? So I need to wear glasses when I'm looking at a screen at even 3 or 4 meters away. Yeah. So then you go to this thing, you're carted in this room, and you're in rows and rows and rows and rows and seats, and there's an atmosphere and stuff like it.
Rich, I am listening.
Yeah, these gurks over
these
here doing
gurks.
something. But like you go. I will admit, like you go into this room and it's quality atmosphere, like the colors, like the darkness of the arena. We'll call
Whole
it.
production,
Yeah,
right?
the whole production.
Yeah.
So was it?
It was at the Copper Box Arena in London.
Yep.
No, I don't know.
Built for the Olympics, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was on Queen Elizabeth Park, I believe it is.
Think so.
Queen Elizabeth. Rip. But
Rip the park.
Can we have some context on that? I don't get what's the rip about.
I was in rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, I see.
Oh, bloody hell.
Didn't know we. Who brought
I
him
didn't know.
along?
I thought there was like some recent news that happened there or something that I've missed out on.
The Queen died. Like
Yeah, I
a
know,
year
but you
or
said
two
park
ago.
at the
Year
end.
and a
I
half
thought
ago.
something
Yeah.
happened at the park.
It's a Korean person.
I thought there was like some big
Queen
terrorist
Elizabeth
event in the last
Park.
week that we missed or something. Do you know what I mean? This is near the big slide, isn't it? The big red slide. It's near there, isn't it?
The big red
In London a
slide.
bit. In Stratford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Rich.
Right, so like we get in there and it's a good vibe, right? You're enjoying yourselves, but I just made such a cock up because I left my fucking glasses in the car. So I'm trying to look at.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to like look at the
been there,
scoreboard,
mate.
and I can see the characters moving, and like I can make out who's who. But then seeing some of the finer details, like the tower scores of like how many towers are destroyed, and like even the kills, I had to keep saying to my brother, like, are they on 16 kills and so and so's on 12 kills? Yeah, that's right.
No, they're not even playing yet.
It's an ad break.
Yes, I'm trying to keep track of the stats. Anyway, but yeah, that was my absolute awful cock up there. But to your point, yeah, eventually you get to this point where it dawns on you, and you're like, I'm paying £6 for a pint. I'm sat in a row of all these people. It is a bit of an atmosphere, but I am watching a screen,
Yeah.
and like it's a big screen, right? It's not a little telly from the 80s or 90s, but you're watching a big screen. And I just kind of felt a bit like this was cool to experience it once, but I don't think I would do this again.
You wouldn't do it again.
No.
I remember thinking afterwards, I thought, I've done enough and I don't want to go again. But now the thought of going to Worlds, I really want to go again.
Yeah, maybe.
So-
maybe Worlds.
The biggest-
Why would Worlds be different?
The atmosphere. The thing is,
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
maybe.
I have to.
Is it a higher stake competition?
Worlds. It's the biggest.
It's in the name.
Okay.
It's the biggest competition, so it's the stakes are so much higher and everything. The venue's so much bigger. It's just you can't miss it. When it comes to London, you can't. When it comes to London, you can't miss it. The thing is that like. Yeah, you can watch League being played at home, but you can also watch football being played at home.
Yeah,
on the
I get
screen.
it. Yeah, but when you're
And it's never as good.
yeah, but when you're at when you're at a football
When you're at
stadium.
It's way better at the stadium, of course.
Yeah, when you're at a football stadium, you actually get to see. Do you know what I mean? Like you get to see people move about. But when you're in an arena like that, you get to see these little faint heads just barely over the desks, 50, 60 meters away. Oh, and there's another 5 of them. And then, like, Like, so
I'm
you
with
can
you,
you can
Rich.
see the you see
Yeah,
two people,
you have
can
to
see
watch
from
the screen,
you can see
right?
from 50, 60 meters away these two people shake hands, coaches, after they've done setting up, and then you just see these heads going like this, moving like that, and it's not really much of a spectacle. You are watching a
The
digital.
screen,
You are
yeah.
watching a digital screen. You're not watching humans, like duke it out, so to speak,
Yeah.
physically.
I think the difference for Worlds for me as well is that there's like halftime show stuff and like there's the opening ceremony where they have like KDA or like basically the bands and such that were and the pop groups that were created by Riot Games actually like play and such, like, and I think that's quite cool to actually have a full-on event. So I definitely think Worlds will be a completely, well, not completely, but a way different experience than MSI.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The tickets would be more expensive for one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So MSI then, was it just the game? Was there not any like fluff around it?
There was there wasn't any fluff.
All there
No.
was
Yeah, but
no
didn't you
were
go,
like
like-
Twitch commentators commentating the game who would talk between, and they came
Okay.
through the speakers. Did they not? Did
Yeah.
they not?
We sometimes,
you wouldn't hear him if not.
the camera tried to was like panning through and showing people on screen while the games were waiting between. And me and Stu, we thought we got on camera.
We did
Even
in the
at big
studio.
one. Yeah.
In the arena. Sorry.
In the arena, we got on the camera, but yeah. So there was that, but there wasn't like any halftime show such, and like there. I mean, you don't get that for football, but like you need that for these events to make it seem more than it is, and make it seem more than you're just watching a screen.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you really have to go ham with it, though. You have to bring your friends. You need to have some bevlars. You know, you need to make sure you push it as far as you can.
Make it a proper day out, not just watching a game. You're having a day out with your mates.
I feel like you need to do more than like, you know, you need to like go have a meal or something. You know, I don't know.
I remember the first live League of Legends event I ever saw was at the Students' Union at uni, and that was really good. And they had like a separate breakout room with 5 computers built up on one side and 5 on the other side, and you got to play ARAMs. And it was something like the first to 15 kills that team won. And mate, I was sweating it. Right? Yeah, I was sweating it. Do you know what? You won a mouse mat.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like a 3XS overclocker's mouse mat. I won 2.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go.
For both his mouses.
Yeah, still got it. I've still got it
Let's
upstairs.
go.
Yeah,
Nice.
It still works.
Yeah,
It still works.
How does a mouse mat not work?
Still works.
I ain't run the battery yet. Lads.
yeah. I can actually overclock the mouse pad.
I think the only reason why I've said that is because I gave one to my brother and his one's knackered now, so he threw it away. But mine's still in one piece.
That's because he's got a kid though.
No, yeah, I don't think little Bubba would have ever seen the mouse mat. But there you go.
Maybe there's an argument to say that there should be more. There should be these breakout moments, because like if you go and watch like things when you're at a con, for instance, you can go and watch the games, and then you can be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go to this booth instead.
Yep.
You can like move around, and I really like the idea of. There's a thing called it's in Birmingham. I can't remember the name. But it's like this overnight thing. So you know you can go to a festival. Insomnia Gaming
heard of
Festival, right? So you know you go to a festival and you take a 10 and you stay overnight and all this sort of stuff, right? There, you stay at the venue and you bring your PC with you.
Everyone brings their PC.
It's a 3-day massive LAN event
I've never actually.
where you
heard of
sounds
this.
awesome.
where
That
you
sounds
bring
great.
No, I haven't heard of
where
that.
you bring a tent and you stay over. You bring your PC. You get it all locked and loaded up, and you.
So where do you store your PCs at?
It's
at
exactly what
night?
you're thinking. That's gonna get
Sweaty
stabbed.
gamer nerds.
Yeah,
Damn.
but it's not just that. There's also pretty much a venue as well, where you get to go to the Intel booth and you get to go to the League
Showers.
of Legends booth. Yeah, that's a good point.
Showers aren't provided.
Yeah, well, I mean they're not at festivals, so normal festivals. So
Yeah, but you're outside.
yeah,
You should have to pay for them.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
3,000 people in a big arena getting sweaty playing LAN. I mean, that is a sweat-a-thon, isn't it?
1,500 versus 1,500 league game. Let's go.
Yeah.
If you want to see us at Insomnia Gaming Festival, dripping with sweat, and not being respectful of everyone else apart from the people that don't wear deodorant, then check out our Patreon page. Yeah.
If you donate enough, we won't wear deodorant either.
Yeah.
Robbie, Nate Dogg,
Hello.
would you go to a live gaming event? Obviously, you didn't go to the last one. I don't know if...
No, I would. I think. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I presume, without asking, Rich, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think that if you go to an event like that and you don't fully enjoy it, it's also because you're not really invested in the stakes of the competition. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't. Yeah, to be fair, I didn't know. Like, I tried to follow a few of the teams in their games in the run up to that event, just so I had a little bit more of like, oh, this team's on it, this team's like scraping through. So and then I know who the underdog is, and that made it more interesting. But I mean, it didn't help the fact I forgot my glasses. I couldn't see what was happening. Like I couldn't see like little nuanced things, like nice stutter step or something like that. Right?
When Faker came onto the stage, like Faker, the best League of Legends player, yeah, right, and it's like everybody's like, oh my god, there he is, and Richard's like, yeah, whoa, there he is.
I think
Maybe.
Yeah, but when I was watching, it wasn't a live event, obviously, but last pro gaming thing I watched was Pro League of Counter-Strike. And whenever I get into anything eSports, I'll always go back to the start. Like if it's like a tournament format, then I'll go back to the very start of the tournament.
What you watch?
And I'll watch all the games.
Yeah.
Even if it's just that I end up watching the highlights, I'll watch all the games. So by the time I'm watching the semis and the finals, it's like I'm fully invested.
Yeah, I did.
And it's a completely different experience. Because if I just jump in at the semis and the finals, I've done that before. Most of the time, I just don't care. And I just stop watching.
Yeah.
Have you seen the crowds of Counter-Strike events? They're like the best crowds. They're like you take a football crowd and put it in a gaming event. That's what
nuts.
it's actually like. They're going nuts. They're singing. They got flags and stuff.
And I'd love that, though.
You should see it. Oh, it's mental.
I'd love that. Robbie, would you go to a gaming event? Would you watch a live show?
I wouldn't go for the game. I'd go for my mates.
Okay,
That makes
that's
sense.
cool.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's
Thank
cute.
you.
I
Not
thought you were going to
guys,
say
but
I'd go
my
for
other
the
mates.
beers.
Well, no. Well, yeah, it would be the beers, you know. But-
Mate, we were slamming a beer
We got
game.
lit.
And
Yeah,
so-
we did a beer again.
We were doing a beer game.
Wait,
so-
so you drank one beer every 25 minutes?
Yeah, it's not that fast.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
That's pretty
For
slow.
me, that is.
That's
I
pretty
was
slow.
I was wasted.
You guys are so hard.
It's slow. It's slow, but there are a lot of games.
How many how many games are there?
Robbie has shattered my dreams now. I thought we were sinking them pretty tidily. And
Well,
he's
I
like,
think compared to,
I've seen you drink much faster.
I think compared to everyone else in our environment there, we were drinking loads.
Nobody
Everyone
else was drinking.
No one
there,
else
there were people drinking, but the people around us were like, "Woo, I love the game," and we were sinking them.
they were like banging
the
mean
clappers.
sipping?
things together. We like
Did you take him in, or did you have to buy him in there?
buy them in there.
Nah, you have to buy them in there.
Yeah.
What was it, like 20 quid?
It was a fair amount.
It's
Is
like-
it sneakable?
Yeah, I reckon actually, because no one expects people
No.
to sneak in.
No, they
sneak it.
They did bag check, but you can not. I wouldn't say well.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
doubt they bag checked everyone.
No,
I've been
no.
to so many events in London. The amount of time you go through bag checks, and they're checking like one in every
Yeah.
200
Yeah,
people.
literally 1 in every 200.
Like, do you know what I mean? I reckon you get them through, and like if they get them, they're going to confiscate them. What, down like 25 quid?
Yeah. Oh no.
If I came
That's
with
a
you,
round. That's a round.
I'd just bring them in. I would.
Take the
If I
risk.
came with you, I'd take the game.
You take the risk. Yeah.
Or like a
What
flask.
you've got to do is just throw them away.
Yeah, or a hip flask.
Does anyone have a flask?
I have a hip flask.
You have a hip flask.
I have a hip flask. Not on me now.
Like,
I got it when I was a groomsman at a wedding a long time ago.
Do you like? What do you bang in it when you go to an event like whiskey? Or
I've never actually.
I'm meant to give out flasks.
I've never used it since the
Where the
wedding.
hell's that
But it says
flask?
Stu Groomsman on it.
Oh, nice.
Anyway,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I haven't got anyone anything.
so Nate's getting
so
married.
My
soon.
wedding.
Congratulations, Nathan, who's getting married soon. But where's the groomsman stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. We're gonna spin closest wins. It's that time, guys.
Spin it.
Alright.
Spin.
For those of you who are new to the podcast, we play a game called Closest Wins, and we play it every single time. Sometimes there is one game, sometimes there are many games. You can play along at home. I ask a question. The person that guesses the closest to the answer wins. It is really that simple.
Buzzing for the alliteration. Please enlighten us, Stewie Pizzle.
Oh, has it got alliteration, this one?
Oh.
It actually hasn't. It actually hasn't. Hang on, but I might be able to come up with something. Yeah, almost. I can.
All right.
Just for the guys who are watching, Richard, 5 points. Hike, 2 points. Nathan and Robbie yet to score.
Yeah, I think we're on.
Lame.
I feel like the other game, when we did Halo Heights, I feel like if you played Halo, you had a slight advantage because you could probably picture
And there
it a
were
little
so
bit
many
better.
points to be given.
And
for
there were
that.
lots of points.
And he turned out to be an expert.
And then it turns out, if
Grunt
you watch the previous
Rebellion.
pods, Richard wrote Halo or something because he seems to know everything. Yeah, Microsoft, forget it.
I signed.
I don't even remember playing Halo that much.
No.
Rich, back in the day.
Guys, I signed an NDA. I can't talk about it.
Okay, all right. Guys, I'm going to call this one PlayStation Sales. So that has station and sales. Is that alliteration? Is that? Well,
That'll do, mate.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
stretched
That'll do. That'll do. Guys, the question is, and this is anyone's game, so there's no advantage if you played it, whatever. How many PlayStation 5s have sold and since release? How many PlayStation 5 consoles have sold since
Can I just
release?
confirm you're definitely talking global?
Stand by. I believe so.
I just want to check that because that's like a huge factor in this.
Worldwide hardware sales. I
Okay.
had it ready. I had the link ready for a question
Nice.
like that. Worldwide hardware sales. Yeah. PlayStation 5, guys.
This is actually quite a hard question.
But I feel like we've got a very even odds of who's going to get this one closest.
Interestingly, I think it's not even the best-selling one, is it? Isn't Switch the best?
We're going to move... in regards to
I stop
PlayStation, there's a
talking?
bit... No.
Okay.
We're going to do a bit about...
Because I'm just trying to think and like
Spoilers.
quantify it in my head.
Switch something.
I know
Let's-
it's much better than Xbox.
Yeah, we know it ain't Xbox.
I haven't got the
Xbox
answer
One
to
Series
Switch.
was
I've only got
some-
PlayStation. Bit.
All right, okay, I'm going for it.
I am ready.
I am also ready.
We're a little bit out of order. Normally, Hike goes first, but we can mix it up. I'm just going to wait for Rich to chuck a number on his board because he's thinking about it.
Hello, Sam.
I think there's a chance I've gone too high, but normally I think I'm too high, I'm too low, and I think I'm too.
I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not
Remember,
going to say anything.
+2.
I'm really
Shall
struggling.
we share
here.
that while we wait for Rich? Shall we share?
You can play at home.
Oh yeah. Oh okay, that's interesting. That is interesting indeed. I think yours is
I
one
think
too
it's
low.
way too low.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be surprised. I think you're all going to be surprised.
What? At how low? Wait, actually,
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, no, he's written now. He's written now.
All right, stop.
Yeah, let's just go.
Guys, PlayStation 5 sales worldwide since release. What do you reckon? Robbie.
761 million.
H.
50 million.
No.
550 million.
So, okay. What do you reckon?
I've gone 250 million.
Robbie, I know who we've got this.
So, PlayStation 5 sales worldwide since release,
yeah.
50 million.
Really?
Hello. It's
No.
like I knew the answer.
Did you know the answer?
No, but I've seen the number before.
Okay.
So I was trying to get into my subconscious and remember, try and like delve.
So which one
I've
of us
seen
gets
the
point
number.
You changed your answer.
I didn't.
No, don't. You were like hundreds, right?
Watch that back. Watch that back.
Just to make sure I got this right, on the actual Sony Interactive website, cumulative worldwide hardware unit sales, right?
Yeah.
50 million. 50
should
mil on the
I?
PS5.
Hello.
And that brings me on.
Is
don't
that?
believe that.
That's got to be a bonus point.
No.
No.
But Hike, 3 points now. Guys are yet to score. Interestingly, and there isn't a point for this, want to guess how many PS4s have sold, just to kind of figure out.
761 million.
No, since release.
Yeah, since release.
I'll just go double and say 100 million. This is not for a point, right?
No points.
100 million.
No.
Oh, since release, it's
I
probably like
reckon-
closer to 250 million.
I reckon it's like 15 million.
Darn it.
15
PS4.
million.
Facts are
You think,
correct.
No,
I just
you're
th-
100% wrong.
I just
you think it's
that-
less than PS5?
I think potentially.
All right.
PlayStation 4 was the best of the new generation PlayStations.
Yeah, but the OG is clearly the PS3.
Yeah, but all.
No, it's
don't be-
not. The
don't-
PlayStation 3
don't-
was
no,
the
no, 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 no.
Oh,
worst.
sorry, PS2.
Yes,
PS2,
thank
PS2.
you.
Yeah, but I just think this circle, this like bubble of gaming that we're in, is like
PlayStation
a
one,
lot smaller than it seems to us. Because when you think about it, PS5 is absolutely dominated versus the Xbox on this generation.
Yeah, on this generation.
and it's
absolutely.
only 50 million.
Yeah, I thought it'd be much higher.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
50
Yeah, and
million.
that brings
That's
me
like
on-
the population of England.
That brings me on to the point.
Less than the population.
It's population.
Did you say what the PlayStation 4 was?
Yeah.
Far off.
So
Yeah,
what I was going to say is
You're
the
thinking United
PS4
Kingdom.
to date is at 117 million.
That's really good.
117. Yeah, I thought it'd be higher. I
That's-
did think it'd be higher.
There's a ballpark I was going to go for.
Yeah, and
Well, say that now.
I've read in a lot of places, and I've actually read somewhere where someone from Sony has said that the PS5 is nearing the end of its life cycle. I feel like it never started its life cycle. Does anyone else think the PS5 was just
I
it
think
just
it's-
never hit it
Yeah, it
for
just
me?
started, didn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
That has
2
been
years ago.
It's quite funny actually because there's a video game donkey, if anyone knows who that is, video that just came out to talk about how the PlayStation is dying.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 is dying off, and people are starting to think of PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
It's because the graphics has improved so much, though.
I just can't think, and dare I say it, I can't think of many good games on the PS5.
Yeah, but I think this is actually the issue because obviously back in the day,
God of War.
when we were young, you would buy an Xbox if you wanted to play Halo. You'd buy a PlayStation if you wanted to play Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But nowadays the exclusives aren't really that exciting.
Yeah.
Apart from Helldivers, not available on Xbox.
And yeah, and they need to
Yeah,
fix
but
it.
it's not an exclusive.
No,
You play it on
because
the
you can
PC.
still get it on PC.
True. Was anyone surprised by 50 million?
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprised how alert was.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah, well, I obviously knew the answer. What's the difference between sell through and sell in, by the way?
Sell through and sell in.
Yeah, do you know what the difference is?
Never
Because the
heard.
sell in, not that it made a difference, says 54 million, but I don't really understand the difference
Do
between
you
sell
reckon
in and
sell
sell
it in
through.
is selling into the stores and stuff?
Maybe.
and
I
sell
don't know.
through
It
is
makes
what
no
is
difference to
sold
the
on
score,
to
but
the
for the-
people buying.
That might be it.
For the viewers, sell through was 50 million, sell in was 54. Hike still gets the point.
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't
yeah.
know the difference, but yeah.
No.
I think Robbie's on something there. I think that the sell in is probably what the retail sector is holding. 54 million has been shipped through to them, of which 50 million has passed to consumer.
Ah, could be right.
I think
that makes sense.
I think Robbie's on something there.
That makes sense. Cool. We are going to have a quick discussion before we end this podcast because we're going for the 45-minute specials, I think, now.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Because the hour, we could talk all day, couldn't we? But we're going to try to keep them a bit slicker. I want to talk about music festivals really quickly. Yeah?
Do you know who we need on the pod for music festival?
We need Jay
discussion?
Tizzle, don't
Yeah, we
We need Jay Tizzle. Shout out Jay, living up in China, right? Got that
Hong
right?
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Kong,
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
Same. We've all been to festivals.
Depends on which.
Definitely not the
It depends on
same.
someone
Well,
from Hong Kong or China.
Hong Kong is part of China.
I've now
Hong
exclusively
Kong's part of
wrecked
China.
loads of us. This will not make it.
It's alright, China can't see this.
We've all.
Not wrong.
We've all. So, guys, music festivals. Any advice, or would you say go to one? Definitely. What do you go for the music, for the experience?
Have you done one, Rob?
I've done about 20.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had.
Yeah, I did. In England, I've done Renan Leeds and I can't remember what's Park Life, and one in London, but I can't remember what it's called. And then when I was in Australia, I did probably about 11
All right.
throughout the summer.
All right. So do you go for the sesh or do you go for the music?
Both. But
What is
I,
it, a 50-50 split for you? Be
well,
honest.
well,
What
it's
is it?
at the start it's the music. At the
The
end,
music
it's the
enables
sesh.
the sesh.
You know, I go to house music now, so it is all repetitive.
Oh, mate, you should come
and
to
it's
Boomtown.
just
You'd love it.
well, there's this really cool festival going in London this year, which I think I want to go to. I think it's called the We Are Festival or something.
Yeah, we are festival.
And it's just
yeah.
house music,
Cool.
if that's the one. So
And for me, when I think of house music or Boomtown, that feels more for the sesh in my mind. But I've never been, so I know Nath and Rich have both been Boomtown, so I don't know.
To be fair, I've never been to a music show, event, festival where there was an artist that I was dying to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of it's someone I would probably like to go and see. When I was really obsessed listening to the Weeknd's music a few years ago, I was thinking to myself, I'd love to see that live.
Yeah.
Or, but otherwise, I've just been to a couple, and it's more about the sesh.
More sesh?
Yeah, if it was
Did
more,
you enjoy Boomtown?
I did, but there were elements of it that were a bit, Yeah, there were parts of it that I didn't enjoy as much, but the sesh was good. Yeah, it was a lot.
I know that we ruined like one day from like having too big of a hangover. But if it wasn't for that, day, like what would be your opinion on it?
Overall,
Yeah. Because it ended up, but just for context, and I know most of you know this, but to benefit people watching as well. The festival started, me, Richard, Jacob, and one of Jacob's friends. The festival ended, just me and Richard. So we had like 2 days like without Jacob, and we were just kind of like doing our own thing. And then the last day, Rich was just like hanging like a bitch.
Yeah.
And I don't think really enjoyed that last day.
yeah.
I mean, thinking back, did you enjoy that last day? Or do you still think no?
It's a bit of a blur, really. I can't really remember the last day, but I remember that the worst thing about it, right? Nave, do you remember the storm? Do you remember like the rain and the wind?
weather was very bad.
It was
it was raining the whole time.
It was nothing short of horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this massive tent that we'd all chipped into, and it maybe was
like an 8-man.
Yeah, it was like an 8-man tent. Yeah, you could.
It's just me and Rich.
It was
Snuggling.
It was like a mansion, mate. It was a mansion. Yeah, like everyone's got these little 30-40 pound shitty
Pop-up
pop-up
tents,
tents.
100%.
And like we're on a hill like this. Yeah, and yeah. Our one you could stand upright in. There was a part over there that you probably side by side you could have fit like 4 people in, and the same on the other side. And then the wind come, and because the pegs that you pull out where you have to get it taut as you can in the ground.
Yeah.
If they weren't obviously taut, then it's going to go more in the wind, isn't it? So yeah, rain and wind comes from hell, and we're like looking at our tent going,
yeah, it's going everywhere.
yeah, it was a nightmare.
But the thing is as well is that like, I've really pushed this on particularly Stu and Jack so many times, and I still can't get through to them. Like the thing, if you're saying you haven't done any others, just imagine what it's like at Boomtown. Yeah, when you go to like download, you go for the artists, and there's like nothing else there. Do you know what I mean?
So is it just then you're there to watch? You're there watching the artist on the stage, but then after that, the rest of the festival's atmosphere, does it just feel a bit dead?
It's just I think for the most part, it's fair to say that it's food and shops.
Compared to Boomtown, so download basically, you go into you can get up whenever, and they call it the download village, where there's shops and there's like fun houses, and there's little stages in the village with like less known bands playing, and there's like DJ, not booths, they're like their own stages with like DJs playing rock music and stuff, which you can go to. But you're absolutely right, you're primarily there for the music. So you go into the arena, which is a separate part to the download village where all the tents are, and you watch the bands. The last one finishes 10:30, 11. You all go back to the village, but there is a club night with DJs playing rock music until like 3 or 4 in the morning. However, it will not amount to what Boomtown has to offer in the sense of a whole spectacle of an event. A download is very, very... You're there for the music.
Do you remember the job centre?
I was there. That's exactly what I was speaking of.
Whenever we speak about the theme in a Boomtown, I always remember the job centre.
It was class.
It's like this building that looks like a job centre.
Yeah.
You go in, it's just a rave.
That sounds awesome.
It's just a huge
That
rave.
sounds awesome.
Literally, my brain had ticked onto the memory of the job centre, and then you said it. Oh,
but it's just like, that's what I mean. You don't get that at other festivals.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Disneyland.
Yeah.
You've got like a western part, you've got like an old town,
Yeah.
you've got like a futuristic area.
Yeah.
And like you might not know the bands, but I promise you that they're all good.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I've watched videos, and there's a channel called TPD TV, which I think I've spoke to you guys about,
Yeah, I
and
think
they
you mentioned
review festivals. Did Boomtown, and it looks awesome. But I would be going literally 100% for the experience, not the music. For me, I think I'd not struggle to enjoy the music, but I'm not there for it at all.
Yeah, I am genuinely, I've borderline been at the point of begging like the whole crew to just take my word on it and come with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I rate it that much.
I believe 100% it would be an awesome time. I completely believe that.
I wouldn't. So I think hearing about that one in particular and how the experiences, because the thing is that like I think like festivals like Reading or Leeds and such, I'm not going to go to that ever for the music, number one. I'm not going to go that for the experience, because the experience is just a booze up, drug up, piss up sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Boomtown sounds like it has things and themes.
It's the worst one for all of those things.
No, but
It's got a lot of theatre.
Yeah, but that's because of what it's like.
it sounds like there's more to do than just the music or the piss up.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. But the thing is that I don't have much experience with festivals myself. I've been to Download, and we're going to Download. I've only been to Download for a day, but we're doing Download properly this year.
Yep.
But I've never been to festival before, and the only reason is because I go for the music.
Yep.
Like, I'm looking, like, constantly looking at the lineup, and I'm gonna listen to Era, Hanabi. I'm gonna listen to this, that. I'm scheduling myself to go to places,
Yep.
and when I'm listening to the music, I'm not just like listening. I'm in the pit or in the whatever, right? Part of the experience, but it's all about the music.
Yeah,
for me.
and that brings a point where when you guys went Boomtown, did you look at the lineup poster at all, really, or did you just go for the festival?
I sometimes glance at it, but I don't really
Yeah.
care.
So I go to
That's
download
the-
and
yeah.
look at the lineup.
Yeah,
and
I look
I'm
at the
there
lineup.
for the lineup.
And I think to myself, I have like this is my list of must sees. This is my list of like, nah, I could probably miss that. This is my list of like, it's all for the music.
Yeah, exactly the same. And I'd imagine looking at
I
Rob-
look at the music.
Oh, you look at the music. That's interesting. So
I
you're in the
wanna-
middle
I
ground.
want like some artists I know I've seen before, or I want to see like I'd love to see Fish Alive or Camel Fat.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've seen Camel Fat once. But,
I think you told me you've seen Camel
can't
Fat
remember.
before. Yeah.
yeah, so it turned into the sesh.
And that's the difference. So I've done Reading and Leeds, Reading Festival, I've done Slam Dunk Festival and Download Festival. And for me, Reading I had a decent time, but I didn't really enjoy the music. And it was a very, very young crowd, probably average age between 16 and 20. And it was, people were just, it sounds ridiculous, but they just seemed like they were
Chabby.
assholes.
Yeah,
They
and
just-
that's the difference for like what I hear. Well, not what I hear, but what I've experienced at Download. Everybody's there for the music as well.
Yeah.
There's obviously people there for both the experience and the music, and you'll find those sorts of people and such. Like the guy dressed up as Jesus, right? He's there to get some kicks out of being Jesus.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like the majority of people are there to really appreciate the music.
Yeah.
Like I am.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
Prodigy were at Boomtown last year. Didn't even know that.
That's cool.
There
Yeah.
are names that I was just looking because I was going to say there are names that you guys would know, but it's not necessarily directly up your street. But it's just you get drawn into places like Boomtown for the lineup, and there are festivals that do it good for when you arrive. Believe it or not, I think Latitude is one of them, along with Retinal Leeds from the sound of it, but I haven't been to those. But when you go to a festival like Boomtown, that's when you realise that the most important thing is the experience. Like until you experience it, it's never going
You
to draw
won't
you
know.
in,
Yeah.
because you don't know until you go.
Yeah.
And
But I'm open-minded enough to believe that entirely. I really do believe
you're
that.
open-minded enough to go with me though.
Yeah, I'd go. I
Would
think
ya?
I've said to you I'd go. Yeah, I'd definitely go to Boomtown. 100% I would.
All right.
100%. I'm well up for that. Not this year because I've got Download. But maybe the year after.
Would anyone go to a different country festival?
If I
I
could
wouldn't go
afford
to
it.
that country for the festival,
Like-
but I'd go to a festival if I was going to that country.
Did you?
yeah, like a Japanese one, I would.
Like
But Japanese
Tomorrowland.
metal. Japanese metal.
You guys heard of Tomorrowland?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Massive.
Massive one in
huge.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
probably would for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think
to be fair.
Tomorrowland compared to Boomtown is like just a bigger Boomtown, isn't it? Is that what they try and
Well, I
compare
don't
it
know
to?
much about Tomorrowland,
Tomorrowland
but it's
is
pretty
like the
on par
top
with its
house.
reputation of Boomtown.
Yeah.
It's like the top house festival in the world.
Yeah. So it
Or
has all
that
its
sort of
own
music.
sort of areas and villages and stuff like
think so.
Boomtown.
The
and
main
all that.
stage is massive.
Yeah.
Whole thing. I don't know about outside of it, but
Yeah.
all the villages. But the actual stage is so much effort, and they get all the top artists there
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to play Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Definitely.
over 2 weekends as well.
Wait, as in it lasts for 2 weeks
No.
over 2 weekends? Or
I think they replay the artists.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to
artists
say
paid,
you
like-
pitch up for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
no, like 2 weekends.
I'd be in pieces after 2 weeks.
Because they get so many people want to come.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Talk Bits, and that was a good one. Covered a lot of ground in there, I thought, guys. Really, really good. Like we said at the start, if you enjoyed what you heard, subscribe to our channel. It does go a long way. We have a Patreon if you're feeling particularly generous and don't know what to do with your money. Give it to us, because we've got fuel to pay for, we've got cameras to pay for, we've got mics to pay for.
And most importantly, Stu, make sure you share it with who?
With your nan.
With your nan.
With your
Your
nan.
nan.
Get her
I
involved.
shared it with my nan.
Get the
but,
nan in there!
She didn't watch it.
Kind of rude.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Thanks for watching.
She's dead.
That
Bye.
was the joke.